So guys, in last video, we had created the DAO. Okay, DAO, we created the user DAO. In model, we had created the user and the database connection. So now we are proceeding towards the product. So first of all, what we can do, we can create a product class in the model package, right? So let me go to others and let me create a class. Class name is product, right? So what we can have in that product class, in this product class, we can have integer ID, right? A string name. You can go private. Okay, like you can create them as a private if you want. Then we'll have a string description. The field should be same, whatever we'll have in the database. The name should be same, right? If in database we don't have with this name, so we can change it. Now double, we can go with a price. Okay. And then string as an image, right? So now what we are going to do, we are just going to create a constructor for them. Right click source, generate constructor using field for all, like all the fields. Okay. And what is the use of this constructor? This constructor will going to retrieve the existing product. Okay. With the help of ID, we can retrieve the existing product. Now to add new product, again, we can create a constructor. So let me right click source, generate constructor using field, and there we can uncheck the ID because ID is auto increment, right? Looks good. Now we can generate their getter and setter. So everything is available in Eclipse, IntelliJ, everywhere. Now what I'll do, right click source, generate setter getters, select all. Okay, so there I can go with all and then generate. So this is the setter getter. Looks good. So this class is done now, product.java. Next, what we required, next we require the DAO. Okay, DAO is used to access the product depends upon the request of a user. So now we'll create a class that is product DAO. Right. In this, first of all, we need to fetch all the product from the database. So if you want to fetch all the products, so the data type must be list. So I'm just going to create a public static method. Okay, and that should be of list type. That list should be of product. No, not this. One second. Product. Perfect. Okay, and the method name can be get all products. That products we can display on the show page, like the products page. Okay, so now we require the list again, list of product, control space, products equals to new, and then we can create a array list. Right there, we can create an array list. Okay, now in this array list, we can create a database connection. Let me go with try catch exceptions is out e. Okay, and then we require the connection once again. Connection equals to no our class is db connection dot get connection. So that will help to create a connection for us. Now we want to fetch the complete products, right? So we'll just go with the query string query equals to, now there we can fire a query which is select, one second, spelling should be correct. Select star from table name. So what is the table name? Table name is products, which we had created. Right, looks good. Now we can go with a prepared statement. Control space psft equals to connection dot prepare statement. It is looking for the query, so query is provided. Perfect, works fine for us. Now we require the result set. Control space set equals to psft dot execute query. Looks good. Okay. Now we need to fetch the product. Okay. So now we are going to fetch the product. So product will be while rs dot, sorry, set dot next, right? So there we need to print a complete product. So control space product equals to, so guys, when we are going to display the product, so product should be with this constructor. Okay, that must have ID and all, everything. Now let me put it there, semicolon. Okay. Now why it's showing zero query? Because string has already declared with the query, and by default integer and double value it is considered as a zero. So we need to provide that set dot get integer one. Okay. Then see that make our code visible, right? Get string two, set dot get string three. Okay, and then set dot get double four, right? And then 1 2 3 4, correct? And then we'll go with 1 second small set dot get string 5 semicolon. Okay, now that looks good. And now we can add this inside the while, right? So that everything can be added to that respective list. What is our reference? So that is products dot add product. Now what it does, see, this line helps you to add complete data, whatever is inside the database in this list. Okay. Now we can display that list. So ideally we are getting error. So when I hover the mouse, that will provide me a return statement as a product. Work fine for us. Okay. Now if you want to fetch a single product, guys, so to fetch a single product, what we can do? We can provide the same data. Okay. So what I'll do, let me copy everything. Okay, everything. So that starts from this method to the closing bracket. Okay, and what is that? That is used to this, like this method, fetch single product. Now, how a single product can be fetched? Once again, single product with ID. Okay, so how this works, let me show you. Let me paste that code again. So we had already pasted the complete code. Now what we required, we are only fetching a single product, so return type should be the product. Okay, and get single product, we can go with that, right? Or we can go with get product by ID. Try to create these methods because that will help you in string related projects, right? So I'll just created this product ID. Now we want, see, the return type is product. Earlier the return type was list, so we created that list. I'm going to create a product. 1 second. Product control space product equals to new. What I'll do, see, I'll just create this as a null. Okay, initially I'll just created this as a null. Now I don't require this line. Let me remove this. That causes an error. So we can change this. Connection looks same. Now select queries change. Select star from products where. Now we'll have the where clause. Where ID equals to, where is the ID? ID is ideally in over this PID. Okay. So yes, that will help us to fetch the data. So now I'll have the prepared statement connection equals to, yes, works fine for me. Okay. Now we'll have this, but before that, we need to add this PSFT dot set integer. So this value I already set first position as a product ID, right? So that provide me the first data. Now the rest data I can fetch with this line. Okay, so that line works for me. And now see, this while is changed to if. Remember, if you have the specific thing, so we already have, see, we are just going to access a single data. For example, I'll put that ID. Let me put that ID 15. We don't have any product with that ID 15. So what happened? This loop will not execute, right? Because that query will not execute in that case. So if always return a Boolean related return type, right? Like the things inside this is Boolean. Okay, while itself. Now we'll have the product. So reference is already created there. Now what I'll do, let me remove this line. Okay, and then we'll go with the same thing. Okay, everything remain the same. Now we don't require this line. So let me remove this line. 1 second. Yes, this line we don't require. Why? Because we are fetching a single product. Works fine. And now I'm getting an error. So that error, okay, it is returning the products. So that should not be there. Save. Now error is in this line. Let me hover the mouse and that will return the product. This product. Okay, let me add a return statement. So that product is returned. Perfect. Now this is done. So now we had created two methods. First is to fetch all elements. Second is to fetch a single element. Now what we want? We want to insert a new product. Okay, so add a new product. Okay, so how can we add a new product? Again, see, product either add or not add. So we require a return type as a boolean. So that says that product is either add or not add. Let me create a method add product. Okay, and this should be the product. Right? Looks good. It required a return type so that we can provide. Now, let me type that. Try catch. Okay, we can return an exception. Right now, we can create a connection. Control space connection goes to db connection dot get connection. Perfect. Works fine. Okay. Now we need to add a product. So the product will be string query equals to, now we require the insert query. So query is simple, insert into table names. Table name is products, and we want to add 4 fields. What are those 4 fields? I mean, name, okay, and then description, then price, and then the image. So ideally, I'm going to add image as a URL. So I'll just show you the process. Values. Now, what are the values? 4 values we'll have: 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. Because ID is auto incremented, so we don't require to add ID. Works fine. Okay. Now we'll go with the prepared statement. Prepared, one second. Anything I missed? No. Prepared statement equals to anything, you can go there. Connection dot prepared statement. Now this is our query fetched. Perfect. Now we required statement dot set string. Right. So now we need to set string as a product dot get name. So that helps me with everything. Okay. Second, again, we require the string. Third, we require something. Fourth, we require the string. Okay. So second is what? Second is the description. So what I'll do, I'll just change this to description. Perfect. Fourth should be the image. So yes, it should be the image. Everything will fetch in a box like the, in Bootstrap, we created card. Okay, that is known as card. Right. Now, statement dot, this should be set double. Okay. Now position is 3. This position is 4. Product dot get control space price fetched. Perfect. Now we need to return something. Okay, so we are just going to return this query itself. So return statement dot execute update. Perfect. So if you'll focus, what is the return type of this execute update? That is integer. And what we'll do, we see, we cannot return this integer. Okay, because the return type is boolean. So what we'll do, integer should be greater than 0. So that, see, this is a boolean data. So that can be accepted as a return statement, right? So looks good. And in this, like at the try should return the true value, and overall we can return the false. So let me add this return, and that is returning the false, right? So that's it about the product DAO. Now what see? Next, we'll supposed to create another DAO file, that is cart. Okay. So cart we required cart.java. Okay, and one second. Cart.java and cart.dao.java. So that we are going to create in next video. And after that, we'll start with the sublet and JSP and sublet both, right? And we can test our project at how it works. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you.